I don't wanna hear a peep, let the boss talk.
I be speaking for the trenches, this that boss talk.
White snakes, no crease, how the boss walk.
I be shooting from the logo, this that boss talk.
I don't want the middleman, hit the boss up.
She gon' make it shake more, cause her boss talk.
Stayed down, made a plan, had the boss up.
Lil dip with the lean, this how boss walk. A lot of niggas be thinking they boss when it comes to that talking, all them words that are lost. A lot of niggas be thinking they boss, like Harden with the moves, I'ma shimmy when you fall.
Choose to do what everybody doing, I ain't basic. And I want it all, no cap, that's a statement. What's understood ain't gotta be explained, understatement. They let us all chill in wrong water, I ain't drinking.
We're back with Boss Talk. It's Josh.
It's Keys.
We're back with another episode of Boss Talk. Welcome to the Boston Circle. We talk music, sports, the culture. You already know what we do, man. Back in the booth again. Hey, we here with a special guest. You know, young boss, man is doing his thing, long grind, but he is enjoying the fruits of his labor. CJ Wolfe, you know, photographer, videographer, businessman, business owner. Man of many trades. He got a lot more other slashes to that, I already know. You know what I mean? CJ Wolfe, how does it feel to be on Boss Talk, man? Welcome.
It's a blessing, bro. What's going on?
What's going on?
Been following y'all for a minute, bro. Doing some dope stuff. So
thank you, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
It means a lot coming from you, man, because you're doing your thing, man.
Facts.
For sure in the city for years. You know?
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I remember one time when I was telling you that I knew the brand before I even knew the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember when we was in the same room, and I'm like, wait, CJ Wolfe?
Yeah,
That you?
yeah.
It's like, wow, that's crazy. And the kid with the gift was like, yo, dang, you knew the face. I mean, knew the name before you knew the face.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
So
how you know it's heavy, though.
speaks volumes to what
Yeah,
you're
like-
doing there.
That's like when you see certain brands, whatever, but you don't know who make them, whatever. You feel me? Because you see it so much. It's like,
Yeah.
it's branded. It's branded. You feel me? So, CJ Wolfe is definitely branded before you even see the face. For those who don't know the face,
Yeah.
CJ Wolfe.
They know now.
Yeah, that was one thing I really tried to do, especially with the studio. I could have called it CJ Wolfe Studio and kept it, but I named it Immortal Vision Studio. So, we really think about, generations after me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? After us. And it's more so about keeping that vision immortal. So it just was like a mission, like you talk about that branded thing, and just really standing for something, something that's super, super big and important before any face, before any money attached to it, before any, materialistic things attached to it. Just this is the mission. This is what they're about. This is the company. This is the culture. And then the rest just follow from there.
You building it.
No, I like that, though. You basically putting the brand first.
Yeah,
Because that goes on.
yeah.
As it should.
This Josh.
This Keys.
This episode of Boss Talk is sponsored by Videocraft Studios. Videocraft Studios creates compelling productions such as music videos, promotional videos, and corporate videos for Fortune 500 companies and emerging businesses and artists.
Videocraft Studios has a brand new production space with special attention and passion for music videos and content creation for creators and artists.
If you're looking for a video production space for your latest music video promo vid, well, Videocraft Studios is the place for you. They always treat me very well, and Keith, anytime we want any type of things, any type of production, or we just want to stop by and say hello. They're always there for us. So make sure you contact them at the information below at the lower thirds. We love lower thirds,
We love 'em.
at the number below and the email below as well. And get with them and tell them that a couple bosses sent you too. Videocraft Studios and Boss Talk. Let's get it.
And to take us to the beginning, like, what inspired you to do, videography, photography? Like, why that?
Yeah, I was always doing it. I didn't even really knew that I was doing it, growing up in Philadelphia in the city.
Yeah.
I was doing all this stuff. It started with MySpace, and I was doing everybody MySpace page. I was coding.
MySpace.
You got the top 24, I believe it was, but I found out how to do like the top one, and you had to do like certain, you had to code to create the website, to create your profile, and I just was doing a lot of creative stuff with that. But I didn't realize, hey, if I kept that up, by the time 18, 19, I can be heading into tech or coding, which is, super pop, especially for our black folks now.
Yeah.
But so I was always intrigued by it. But I was playing basketball, and I just was doing what the norms say. If you're good in basketball, you're popular in basketball, everybody know you for basketball, stick to basketball. But in college, I was a communications minor in marketing. and I had a project, and I had to recreate a Nike commercial, and I got one of my teammates who was in the same class, and I found myself doing the whole project, and he just was like there. I was like, hey, stand right there. Let's talk, say this, say that. We went inside the gym, late at night. It's probably like 1 a.m, because we have access to the gym, and I just found myself doing the entire project. And
like,
I'm like
all phases of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, I like this. And then we did it on our phone, and then we put it onto the computer. We used Final Cut, and that was my first time I was introduced to it. That went through. Oh yeah, that's cool. I like it. And then probably like a year after that, one of my friends, she had a camera, and it just was collecting dust. And she played.
Said, I'll take that.
Yeah, she was playing basketball as well. We was like, yo, how can we make some money? And the camera just was sitting. I'm like, all right, cool. If I'm going to do this, let's do it right. So at that time, it just was like Immortal Vision, photos, and, I just was taking photos. But I always knew I wanted to have a brand. I didn't know where it was going to go. I didn't know how big it was going to be.
But you wanted
it. Wasn't legit at the time. It just was like, all right, cool. That's what I'm going to go by. I'm going to make a, Instagram page of it and just build from there. And then when I graduated, it just was like, yo, I want to make a studio. Because all of the people, when I had Immortal Vision photos, and I just was taking photos, everybody that I was getting help from, my mentors and stuff like that, they my guys, like they helped me throughout the journey, but it was nobody that like really looked like me, dressed like me, talked like me, and like close to my age to show me the game of photography, videography, and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna just create a space for that, create a brand for it. It's just not gonna be, you come in and shoot photos. You're gonna have an opportunity to work in graphic design, work in video production, and
everything,
create merchandise, have events, help the youth.
That's
all
heavy.
That stuff. So
I like that. Heavy. That's super heavy, actually.
And plug in your college. What college you went to? Gwinnett Mercy, right?
Yeah, I graduated from Gwinnett Mercy. Yeah.
Oh, you hooped at Gwinnett too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
We got big up.
I ain't know you hooped. No, remember I said that's why I thought I met you. That's why I thought I knew you
we
from.
Probably met through
from
basketball.
hooping. Yeah,
a lot of people like, yo, you still
when
play
you hoop
ball?
affiliate, you run everybody, especially like AAU or the summertime period.
Yeah, I was pretty good though.
Yeah,
I was good.
Hey man, they give big up people that went to college and graduated. I graduated from Newman University, so communications. So, it's good to see people going to college and doing their thing for sure. How was those early years? Was those early years really, doing videography, photography? Was they hard? Tell us about those early years. People need to hear about the journey.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was
fun. I was up all night, all day, watching YouTube, and it was really fun because in video and even just creativity, like you always want to do something or like learn a new edit or a new transition, and you always inspired by seeing other people work and just like thinking it through. And once you finally find out how to do it, it's like your job just gave you a bonus. Like that's how it felt to me. It was
felt
like,
real good.
Hey, I got it. Let me do some more so I can get another bonus.
Right.
And that's really you serving for yourself and you serving for your clients too, because you can add more
value
to the visuals,
Right.
And I just was grinding. Like I played basketball too, so I took those same core values that I had in basketball, the hard work, getting in the gym, before practice, after practice. I took the same thing with videography. I had a client, I would do the project, but I may go into that same project and just chop up some stuff just for myself and share it on social media and stuff like that.
Wow.
So it was hard. I did a lot of free work. I probably didn't get paid for like 2 years.
A lot of free work.
A lot of free work. Yeah.
For 2 years?
Probably 2 years, yeah. And of course, people will maybe tip me or I'll charge like $50. But at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, it was free.
Free work.
Because all of that was just probably my travel and stuff.
Yeah.
But getting what I really deserved, it took like 2 years. And I just was grinding.
People got to hear that.
And because I do the same thing too. I want to know, can you explain to a lot of people out there what getting what I deserve means? Because I be trying to explain it to people sometime, and a lot of people don't understand what the real price actually means and why it is the real price. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So in the aspect of like customers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got travel, you got your equipment, you got your time, you got your editing, you got your uploading, however you send it, whether that's Dropbox, Google Drive, whatever you're using, you got to pay for that, monthly subscriptions. You probably got, you pay for your editing software, Adobe, or if it's Final Cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
You had to get there, right? You probably, even if they booked you for an hour, it probably took at least 3 hours of your day. Travel there, travel back, unload everything.
Yeah.
Equipment costing at least $5,000.
Easy.
And we just maybe just talking about the camera.
We just really talking about a body.
That's it.
Yep. Yep. You got an SD card. You probably got insurance on your camera, your lights, everything. So I mean, getting what you really deserve. And the good thing about creativity, I tell people all the time, is that it's not like you selling a pencil and you can shop around for it and say, hey, this store is charging me 50 cents, this one is charging me a quarter, I'm gonna go with the quarter one. Or it's like all around the same price range. You may charge $5,000 for your videos, I may charge $1,000, right? But at the end of the day, maybe your equipment costs more, or maybe it don't. Maybe I'm just trying to grind and say, hey, this store is charging me 50 cents, this one is charging me a quarter, I'm gonna go with the quarter one. Or it's like all around the same price range. You may charge $5,000 for your videos, I may charge $1,000, right? But at the end of the day, maybe your equipment costs more, or maybe it don't. Maybe I'm just trying to grind, or I'm a young kid and I don't got that many responsibilities. I don't got to take care of a kid or feed my family that much. So it all depends on to what that person needed for. But I really think it needs to be like some rules and some games stepped in. Like the culture need to create a coalition of like photographers and videographers to say, yo, this is our price. We're not going lower than that.
Fact.
Because if you charge $1,000 and I charge $250, like $250, the game messed up. Because they're like, why would I pay $1,000 if I can get it
$250
for $250? Right.
Yeah.
And that's what really messed it up. And that's why a lot of people say, hey, I can't do free work, or people messing up the game. It's not that people messing up the game. It's probably your target audience or the clients that you want to get. You're just not in the right space for that, and you got them other people that's
that's in that space.
That's doing it for nothing.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. And you put it in perfect perspective as far as like accounting for all the things that are done that people don't even think about. When people book you for a photo shoot or a video or whatever, they thinking, oh, he just about to pull up with his camera, pull it out, turn it on, shoot, or take some pictures and dip.
Right.
Why am I giving him $1,000?
Right.
No, bro. This body of my camera costs $4,200. My lens costs $1,500. I'm bringing all of that out the house with the possibility of it not making it back in the house or breaking or whatever the case. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, my setup time, editing takes forever. You feel what I'm saying? Or if I pay an editor, you see what I'm saying? I got to add all of this in. So it's like, the price is the price for a reason. You feel me? And it's just that. So
we not even talking about what the actual project or whatever the job is.
Right. We're not even talking about what the job is and how much time that may entitle in itself.
Right.
So
and also like the budgeting for like maybe you got set design, maybe you got go buy the equipment or the color backdrop that they want or something. So there's so many different things that go into it. And I think one thing that really helped me, I was able to not really express, but do like consultations with my clients and show them the deliverables that they're going to be getting.
Right.
So now they can see it. Even if they don't know what a 5D Mark IV is, I'm just putting it. Camera that's going to be used, 5D Mark IV. Lights that's provided, Westcott, Godox, whatever it is, right? And they're seeing all this stuff, and now it's putting in their perspective of like,
I know it was all telling into this
so if you want to go research it and go see what is a Westcott light, you can go see
start
what it
seeing
is.
that my lights cost a gazillion or whatever.
Facts.
But they'd be mad at you once your photos come out grainy and stuff.
And your ISO bumped to 8,000.
I had the right lights.
Yo,
that's true though. That's true. You feel me? You want this ISO 200? Well, I need the right lights. Period. But what definitely struck me was what you were saying when you started off. Immortal Visions was already like the name. I wanted to know what came about. What made you put that name together? Because it's a unique name.
Yeah, I always wanted something. Even with like the logo, of course, photography. Like that's how I started photography. It was just photography. I had dudes like hit me up, like my friends and stuff. Yo, do video. And this is like 2018, 2017. So people started jumping into the video, but it wasn't that.
You was trying to stay away from it.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, photos. Then I realized everybody wanted video, and I seen once I started doing video, it just jumped up. But Immortal Vision, I always wanted something to do with a camera, but not nothing that's cliche, because like we do more than just photography. You got merchandise and a lot of other stuff that we got within our studio. So the vision is, it can be perceived as like taking a picture, what can you see? Immortal is never dying. So however you want to do it, never letting my vision die, no matter what comes in the way, and never letting my artwork die as well. So when I'm, gone, people can still have access to my artwork and, appreciate it from there. So that's why I was doing stuff like different pop-up shops and selling my prints and taking my pictures off of Instagram, not showing a lot of my work, to actually you got to purchase my prints. And I did that, 2020 during the pandemic.
That's nasty work.
Because I realized everybody was like scrolling on social media and just liking your image and like that's it. And my thing is really like what sets us apart is like kind of giving you that picture or that photo book in your hands and seeing it come from someone that you can relate to, coming from the same environment.
Yeah, that's dope.
Wow.
Though. That's dope. That's a deep
That is
answer. I was not expecting all of that.
Immortal
But
Vision.
I'm glad. Yeah, that's Immortal Vision, yo.
It's deep. To even break down the studio, like far as like what entails in the studio, it makes your space unique as well.
Yeah, it man, we've been through a lot of stuff with our space, bro. Like we started out in an 800 square footage space, and I barely had any equipment that we're talking about now. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna create a space where I'm going to use it, because I'm still shooting a lot of NFL players, different artists, and things like that. So I just wanted to get a space where I can bring them there. And I realized when different photographers and videographers was coming through, they didn't have websites, they didn't have pitch decks, but they wanted to, or they was talented enough to shoot for Nike or to shoot for different flagship stores and stuff like that, but they just didn't have the right setup or structure to get them there.
Yeah, like the resume. Out.
Yeah, just like visually putting it together. Nor had the network, so I just wanted to combine everyone together and everyone mix off each other, and I just kind of create this cool culture type of vibe for like whether you're creative, whether you inspired by it, like you can come through and
it's like a melting pot of creatives coming together.
I'm coming through because I ain't got a website. I've been bro.
So when we started it, like they was coming through, and the vision just kept getting bigger. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got all these people still trying to book me. I need an agency. So that's when we built out, the agency part of the studio. So our agency is doing about 30 projects a month. We super busy with that.
Working.
And then the studio space, filmmakers and photographers can, rent it out for that part. And then another part, a school had reached out to me and said, hey, I want you to teach, my kids, our students, photography and videography. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna come through one day to show him. And he kept pushing me to like think bigger. And he was like, you can really have a curriculum for 6, 8, 12 weeks. And I'm like, I can? So we just started working through that. I went back to the drawing board, and then as I turned around, we created a whole curriculum that can last for a school for like 8 months, for the whole time that they in school, for high schoolers.
That's hot.
So we got the Immortal Vision University, and that kind of came through someone seeing opportunity in us and seeing that melting pot that you talked about.
Yeah.
You got a movement going on. How about you help these youth? Because, we got funding for it, for the schools. Can you help us out?
That's all you need to fund.
Yeah, so as we working through that, and then we in a high school space, and now coming up on a college space now, because I was communications minor in marketing, but going to a small Division III school, it's not a lot of technology around equipment and stuff like that. So now I'm working in the space of helping and advisory with those kids there. And then the last part of the studio space is the foundation that I got, the CJ Wolfe Foundation.
Yep.
And,
Charity.
Charity. Yep. Giving back to kids like me that was on MySpace, that's probably on TikTok now, Instagram, using their phone, probably don't got the newest iPhone.
Wow.
They want a camera, or they want, holiday pictures for families and stuff like that.
You just got finished doing that, right?
Yep. So that's how I get my time back, and thank God for my blessings by giving them that.
Yo, yeah, clap that up though. For sure.
Ain't even working.
I want to clap that up like when you saying other stuff, bro. That's dope though. Like that's dope. Like we definitely still gonna get into it, like with the charity and all of that. But
of course,
just knowing how everything came full circle.
Yeah.
Because like people like me, who's in the back end, who realized, well, I say this a lot of times. This is become one of my favorite quotes. People don't understand how big you are till you're huge. You feel me? And I didn't know about the CJ Wolfe Foundation until it was huge. You know what I'm saying? I probably ran across you playing basketball, remember the face and knew the logo, but I didn't know that what it was until it was huge. You see what I'm saying? And that was at a point now where it's huge to us outsiders. But this is the beginning for you, bro.
Yeah.
We young. We young.
Yeah.
So your studio that you have now could easily be like a chain type situation later for all type of creatives and
sure.
and you know, people around the city. You know what I'm saying? Giving back like full fold. So just had to give you flowers on that. I was waiting for them
He wants some more claps, he get some more.
Yeah, dog, 'cause that was huge, bro. That was huge, bro.
Yeah, man, you killing it, man, for sure. For people that want to expand beyond photography and videography, what would you say to them? Like, how can they push past those boundaries?
Yeah, the first thing, you just got to expose yourself.
Mm.
You just got to expose yourself to what web designing is. You know, you got to be around different people. You know, you got to go to different workshops. You know, you got to be a mentee to someone that does it, right? You just got to surround yourself. Yeah, you got to be a sponge, yep. And you got to surround yourself around people that's actually doing it. And you got to kind of be a servant to them and figure out what can you do for them, you know, so you can learn and so you can help them out. So they can become, you know, where they belong.
Pretty much you want to add value to their
and
thing.
Yep, 100%. You just hit it right on the nose. So you just want to add value and be in the rooms and, you know, get those opportunities and always just show up, because there are some people, they may say, hey, like I know with my mentor, I wanted to learn the studio shoots, right? Yeah. And fun fact, when I opened up the studio, I probably only did like 5 studio shoots, but I knew I just had to expose myself 1 to 2 times to how to shoot inside the studio. And Ray Valdez, he helped me a lot. He's still around with, you know, helping our studio.
And that's your mentor?
Yeah.
I follow him. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Probably only did like 5 studio shoots, but I knew I just had to expose myself 1 to 2 times to how to shoot inside the studio. And Ray Valdez, he helped me a lot. He's still around with, you know, helping our studio.
And that's your mentor?
Yeah.
I follow him. Shout out to him.
Yeah. So he helped me out like 2017, 2018. And I was going to weddings with him.
Wow.
I was, you know, carrying his bags, you know, video. Like, I was doing everything. Like, anything you needed, I'm there. Wow. I don't care about the pay. It's going to be, you know, my travel there and stuff like that. But I'm going to learn so much from you. And then I'm going to hold it accountable to you. Once I open up the studio and all that stuff, I'm going to bring you around our individuals and our creators, so you can give the same value to them
that you did to me, like you.
That you did to me, so
high.
they can start to see that. And I just think that's the biggest thing, you know, when you're trying to get into something new. Like, you gotta like respect the game and you know, get it from others. And just be patient too.
And that's how I came up too. The same exact way that you said it is the same exact way Josh know for a fact. I was it's this cop in Philly, but he's also a photographer. He's not really a cop anymore. He actually work at the POW, the rec center.
Okay.
His name Philly Man. It's a couple numbers out there on Instagram. Photographer, been around for a long time. Do a lot of weddings and all of that. And I was doing the same thing. He was calling me up for weddings. If he was doing photography, he had me doing video and stuff like that. And he was on my head about everything. When I bought my camera, he was, hey, look, do this. Let me show you this. Hey, change this set. You know, do that. And, you know, you just being a sponge. You're just being a sponge and learning the game from somebody who already doing it, who's been doing it. Yeah. And, you know, they already worked out the kinks for you. You know, when I first started, before I got into it with him, I was working out the kinks for myself. I started off doing studio photography out of my crib on my phone. Did a couple shoots, made a couple dollars, bought a little Nikon. Doing the same thing, you feel me? Then I got around the right people and started learning more. Before you know it, now I got my first Sony. I'm spending $5,000 on cameras and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, going around those people and becoming a sponge will definitely be more beneficial to you than, you know, than doing it, you know, for money. Yeah. And you're not learning nothing. You just really, you're in the same circle. You just, you know. So definitely learning and being around the right people was like the best way to elevate yourself when you're trying to get into a room. For example, if you're a basketball player, you're not going to chill with football players all day to get better. Right. You're not going to play them in rough to get better. No, you're going to actually get in the gym with actual people who play basketball, and y'all ain't playing rough. Y'all actually working out. Y'all not even playing 5-on-5. You're actually literally doing workouts. You know what I'm saying? Like drills and things like that, working on your game. So it's like, you know, it's a difference when you, like you said, in the room with the right people. So the next thing I want to get into is another place where we might have bumped into each other at. I was doing media and content for the Rumph, and you were doing cards for the Rumph. And it brings it to, you know, one of my favorite parts about you as an individual is what inspires me, honestly, from you, is your ability to think far outside of the box. Far outside of the box. When I found out that you were doing cards for the Rumph, it inspired me because I'm one of those kids who collected those type of cards growing up. Like NBA, football, baseball. I got 3-4 binders full of books in the crib. I'm
Definitely
just waiting to age. You know what I'm saying? So that inspired me. Tell me, like, you know, what made you come up with that creative process? Because that amazes me. I never would have thought to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I shot the Rumph in 2017, and then I did the cards. I did the first set of cards in, what was that, 2021?
Yep.
2021.
For the champions of the Rumph Classic. Yeah.
So I was talking to Mike Morak, and it's a pro-am. I think one of the best pro-ams in the country.
Top 5 for
Definitely.
And he was just saying that he wanted to do a different element. He just wanted to add something. And, you know, Mike is super creative, and he always was thinking. And I'm like, yo, I took pictures since 2017 to now. Let me put all the pictures that I took each year, or even if it's multiple pictures, you know, from that year. Let me get the top players and my favorite images and put it on a trading card. And let me not just make it about Lou Will or the Morris twins on this card. Let me also bring awareness to what the Rumph Foundation is.
It's
in
about
the Rumph
right.
Classic.
Yeah.
And what it's about, because, you know, it's the generation behind me that don't really know what the Rumph Classic is. Better yet, don't even know, you know, that Danny, you know, down on court, because I wasn't even, you know,
Caught up on it.
right?
Yeah.
So it was more so a gap to fill on an educational piece,
That's
but
hot.
also have the creative piece on the other side of it. And I'm just like, hey, let's make a trading card. Let's educate people on every MVP for the whole 16 years, because it was a 16 card anniversary. Let's educate everyone on the MVP, the champion, and, you know, what Danny
does it really
career,
mean?
and, you know, and keep his
That's
legacy
hot.
alive.
Giving them their flowers.
That's hot.
While educating people.
Because, like, the reason that was just so crazy to me is because, like, coming from where we come from, you know what I'm saying, the box that we're put in is black kids, especially when, you know, we try to dig ourselves out of the box and create a lane that's unheard of. When you growing up, the only way you're going to be rich is a rapper or an athlete.
Athlete, yeah.
Or selling drugs.
Or selling drugs. For real.
Scam.
Like, that's it. Like, so, you know, when we digging ourselves out of that box and we say, I'm going to be a creator, you know what I'm saying, you already putting yourself in a different element. So where I fucked up at was when I dug myself out of that, I left myself in a new box. And you dug yourself out of that box and started, like, digging into other, you know,
ain't in no
lanes.
box now.
He's not in the box. No, he dug himself
Yeah.
out and started jumping into other lanes, to where as though now people have to jump into your box in order to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? So you definitely, like, created a whole wave, and should inspire more than just me as far as creators to understand that, you know, if you're a photographer, you don't have to just be a person who takes pictures.
Yeah.
You actually took those pictures, and like you said, you created NFTs before there was NFTs. You started selling your photos, you know, at pop-up shops. That's what NFT is.
Yep.
You selling your photo, like, you see what I'm saying? You selling your
Artwork
art.
and everything.
Right.
Started that
So
already.
you did that before that, and then you started doing cards before anybody from our
Generation.
barrel
Yeah.
would have did. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that was, like, super dope.
Definitely
That was
dope.
super dope.
And then, like you said, a lot of kids, or a lot of people our age that were kids, that was what they knew about, was the cars. That's
Right,
like a
right. So he brought it
nostalgia,
back,
you know,
right.
type of thing. You know what I mean? And
Crazy.
And it's just smart to do that with basketball. You know what I
And
mean?
not to just do it with basketball, but to do it with a company who's already making funds off of everything that they make.
Yeah.
They got, when you go to the Rumph, you got the vendors that got whatever they got, they sell whatever. Then you got the food vendors or whatever. But then you got Rumph out there selling their shorts. You see what I'm saying? And stuff like
All
that.
they merch.
All of their merch. So for you to say, let me just stop taking pictures for y'all and actually create that's crazy. You created your own vend
Yep.
that they can buy from you now.
And,
You see what I'm
the
saying?
thing I like about that was I was sneaking out to the Rumph to go watch the games, you know, catching the bus. I was at Arcadia. I went to a few at CCP. So I was like following their journey.
He was just a
the whole
fan.
way. Yep. And it just was like surreal.
So that
Sure.
felt real good, just to to be able to like work with them and
Yeah,
you know,
because
great moment
every year it really like I went from barely know how to take pictures, shooting on auto. Why is my pictures coming out blurry while they dribbling the ball? In 2017 to the next year, like, oh, this is cool. Yo, this photographer, I look up to you and stuff like that. And then to like create that own lane, that own, you know, lane of a trading card, and you know, to create some video content around it as well. And then to come back the next year and bring our studio to the Rumph, and we did the mobile studio activation.
Wow.
And made championship cards right then and there. I don't know if y'all seen that, but we made championship cards right then and there for the champion.
Yeah,
for that year.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was 2022.
For the Morris twins and everybody. Yep.
So once they won, we made the cards, printed them out,
crazy.
and was able to gift them to the champions. So it's like giving them that NBA experience of like the hats
instead of a trophy. It's like, listen,
you get y'all getting these.
No, that's a real feel.
It's your ring right now.
And I'm glad it was them too, because they would appreciate it most.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They was like, they really, and it's safe to say in the last 5-10 years, they are the NBA players of the Rumph.
Yeah.
Like as far as as far as everybody comes through. You know what I'm saying? Like this year they had Brunson, Alize Johnson. The list goes on.
Montrez.
Oh, Montrez was there.
Maxie came.
Yeah,
Maxie hooped. Shit. Yeah, Maxie was there. You saying so, but like, you know, FOE is there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, FOE gonna be there every year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, they're a part of that movement. So for them to get it, you know, in hand and get that feel, I know that meant a lot to them.
Yeah.
And moving forward, they'll never forget what CJ Wolfe is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's immortal, bro.
That's it.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
immortal.
That's immortal.
And
immortal.
and also too, like just being at the Rumph Classic is always a big networking like event. You know what I'm saying? You see people that you probably wouldn't see every day, like right in front of you, talking to them, taking pictures, networking, whatever the case may be. You, CJ Wolfe, you are one of those people now that when you on the court, people will come to you, be like, yo, what's up, bro? What's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, network. How does that feel that you are one of those people that people will love to network and work with, you know, in those type of settings?
I mean, I don't really like to talk that much and like
humble
stuff like that, you know, but like I appreciate it. You know, it's the same, you know, people see me anywhere, you know what I mean? We can chop it up. I'm always like, you know, giving, you know, my 2 cents on what I think. But yeah, it's just good, you know. It's just more so about people just appreciating your work, appreciating, you know, what you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's like the best thing anyone can give me. I'd rather that than, you know,
than anything else.
Yeah, the respect, you know.
Wow. To tell me about, because we talked a lot about how sports is your, you know, something that you love from the beginning. May have been your first love, possibly,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So, how have sports impacted your career? You know, which way would you say it impacted it?
Yeah, sports is like, it taught me all my lessons. It taught me all my lessons. I was getting in trouble in high school and stuff, and you know, the beginning years of high school and like elementary school, and sports was taken away from me, and that's when I really had to go into my creative bag. So I kind of like, you know, went with the two. But with sports, it's like, you know, you got to show up to film. You got to, you know, practice. You got to recover. Work out. Off season, you better be putting in that work.
Gotta stay consistent.
You know, left behind.
If we talking about college, you know, freshmen coming in, transfers coming in, JUCO players coming in, no spot is guaranteed. And that just really helped me as I'm building my team and as I'm building, you know, my creative thing and always thinking outside the box. You know, you make a turnover, you got to get back on defense. Yeah. But that turnover don't define, you know, your life or, you know, the game. And, you know, it's not that, you know, it may be close games and somebody turned the ball over. Oh, we lost because, you know, such turned the ball over. No, it's because you have 15 turnovers in a game. You didn't make any adjustments. And that's the thing, you know, that I'm, you know, living now. You know, we always making mistakes, right? We always can learn, but how can we learn and how can we adapt quickly in order to, you know, build a successful business and brand?
Wow.
So just like sports, I love being around sports players, former sports players, college athletes, you know.
Thrive off that.
Yeah, because, you know, it's just different. It's different.
I feel like you get a certain, since you know, your love was sports and you was an athlete, you feel like that chemistry is there
Yeah,
pretty much?
you got that team bonding. Anyone that played AAU or high school basketball, or if they was fortunate enough to play college basketball, like these is your brothers. It's from the manager to you know, the assistant coach to the coach that rebound for you at practice. Like, this is a brotherhood.
It's like a fraternity in a sense.
Yeah. And, you know, you just take those core values and, you know, you just take it with you, you know, for forever. So sports was like a big role in my life. And it still is.
Still is, yeah.
So speaking about sports and being around it and all that culture, you did a lot of work with Will Parks. Take us a little bit about back about where that started at, you know, and how that is and what that's doing for you.
Yeah, we met. It was in April 2018. He was home working out. And Key Vandaway, he put it on his social media because Key Vandaway was doing all his content during that time, and he put on his social media, NFL guys and high-level D1 players working out today, DM me for info. You know what I did?
DM the info.
You already know. So I'm up school at the time, and he gave me the location. I'm like, I'm not going to class. I'm going to go there.
Wow.
And I went, and I got there super early. Like, I made a lot of, you know, mistakes. Not mistakes, but like super like, I just was excited to like be a part of it. So I got there like, he was like probably like 3:30. I got there like 2:30.
Dang. like
I'm just waiting for everybody. Like, let's go. And then they really didn't show up till like 4. I'm like, man, nobody's showing up. Like, what's going on? I'm like, Key, what's up? Like, I'm texting him and stuff. But you know, as you learn, you know, don't be blowing people up. And, you know, me and Key, you know, we didn't really know each other like that. You know, we built a relationship, but I just hit him up in the DM. And so I felt, when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, I was really like pressing it a little bit, you know?
You were persistent.
Yeah, because I was super excited. You talking about NFL players and D1 players, like, this is my first time about to shoot that. And so he's working out. I didn't know him. I didn't know Will.
Like, you didn't know who he was?
I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was. Like, I knew he was Will Parks. I knew he played for the Broncos. Okay. But I didn't know him from, you know,
he was from Philly and all that.
Yeah. And it was other players there. I didn't know any of them. You know, I was in the basketball world. So he just looked at me as I was shooting. And I got this nice picture of him. And I just kept shooting. And then when I got home, I sent over like 700 images for that day.
God.
And we know that's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot of pictures. Like, I'm editing 700 pictures, and I got them out the same night.
Yo.
Once I left Gratsville, I went home, sent them out. It was like 700. I had to send like two different emails on like Google Drive because my Google Drive got like filled up. And like, that was like a rookie mistake.
That's
like,
dedication right there, man. He's
but
dedicated.
as I look back on it, I'm like, damn, I sent over a lot of photos.
Could have deleted half of that.
Yeah, they was like, yo, we
gonna
don't
put
need all
up
these.
5.
We don't need all these. So I didn't talk to Will. I sent it over to the trainer, Brandon Bain, that was training them at the time.
Shout out to you.
And then we just kept in contact. Then he hit me up randomly, like, hey, I want you to film another workout. And then I remember I pulled up to his house. You know, we got in the car.
Got in the car.
Yeah, it was like limo service and stuff like that. So I'm like, damn, I think I made it. I think I made it. So I'm getting him with his homies and stuff, you know, joking around. You know, it's the off season, so you know he happy to be back with his friends and stuff like that. So I'm just recording everything. I think just for like a 45-minute workout, just traveling, I'll probably record like 2 hours worth of footage. Once again, I didn't need all of that stuff. And he was asking me, he was like, yo, you know how to do video? And I'm like, no, I just do photos. He's like, yo, I need you to do video. So I did the video for that, and he loved it. And then from there, he hit me up probably like 3 weeks later. We won't communicate. I'll just send him the video. That's it. Hey, bro, I want you to shoot something, you know, for a party for my family or something like that.
Wow.
Go up there, you know, meet all the family members, the friends, shoot it, send them their pictures.
He made it.
I'm like, all right, cool. And I realized at the time, it wasn't about Will being in the NFL. It was more so about the people that cared for Will around him. Because if I knew I can get Will, people around him that he listened to and stuff,
yeah,
you know, we can be good from that. And that's what I just continuously doing. Making sure his content is good, but making sure I'm locking in with the security guard for the night. Making sure I'm locking in, you know, with his brother. Making sure I'm locking in with his cousin.
Networking.
And yeah, just networking. Wow. And then it just kind of, you know, blew. And, you know, he started trusting me. he partnered up with the studio. We did some cool initiatives with the youth, and doing some stuff like that. And then, now it turned to a person that I was shooting for free for a long time to, really being my brother, you know what I mean? And, calling him for whatever I need. So
That's hot.
it's a good situation. It's a good situation.
And you got to do his Ethica shoot too, right?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Y'all fly off of that?
Yeah, yep. So that
Jamaica.
that changed my life because we went to 3 different countries in like 3 weeks, and that's during the pandemic.
Right.
So
Everybody
home, and I was working. I was working in finance at the time, so I was basically selling life insurance and stocks with Northwestern Mutual. And as I'm on a trip, I'm taking all these dope pictures, and I'm meeting different people that he brought with him and stuff. And one thing that hit me on our way back to the States that last night I was up for like 48 hours. I didn't go to sleep because I just was editing and stuff. And I'm like, I need to make this my full-time
gig and stuff.
job, Like, we traveling right now. Like, I'm literally shooting. And the thing was, it was so sad, but I had clients calling me that needed their life insurance because, their grandfather probably passed during COVID and stuff like that. And it was times I was shooting and my phone would keep ringing because I was supposed to be working virtual from the house. And my phone would keep ringing and I would have to
dip off,
check in. Yeah, dip off, check in. And I found out I was missing a lot of footage, but I also found out I was missing a lot of time for me to actually do this full time. So my mentor was like, you want to be a great photographer or you want to be a great,
life insurance versus.
Yeah, financial advisor. So I'm like, you know what, I got to find out a plan. And that was in 2020. And then that was in July of 2020. And then 2020 December, I got the studio.
He said, I'm going full time.
Yeah.
Going to dive in.
Yeah.
Got to make that jump.
Yeah.
Dang, a lot of people that's like stuck between the rock and the hard place. You got to follow your heart.
Yeah.
Facts,
And
What
God
makes you
going to take
happy.
care of the rest.
Yeah. Maybe hard at first, but you going to get through it.
Yeah.
Now, you a testament of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
dope. That's crazy.
Imagine if you would have said, I'm going to go to the financial advisor.
I'm gonna go to work.
Wow.
Shit, well, I'm gonna go to work. Like,
That's another thing. I missed a lot of hours, called out, conversation with my managers and stuff like that because he was like, yo, I'm working out today at Gratz.
Wow.
And, those small showing up. I just showed up every time.
And to build that up for you.
Yeah, and this was great
yeah,
momentum.
you got somebody you can call your brother.
We would not have CJ Wolfe did not say, I'm going to go fully in with this.
We would have CJ Wolfe, the insurance guy.
Financial advisor.
Up here telling y'all, well, it's important to have financial. That's still important, but
I'm pretty sure you got it.
we don't got to show up to suit and ties to educate my brother about, what we should get. And that's the part I love.
Wow.
Right.
I don't got to wear a suit and tie to, let them know, yo, you should get a bank account, you should have savings. Yo, we're going to invest this and that. We don't got to have suit and ties.
Wow.
That's facts.
Dang, that's deep. You really just took me by storm by that because that's really motivating. You know what I mean? Honestly, to see somebody just really diving into their dreams and seeing the behind the scenes of somebody because at that moment you wasn't there yet. Like you was still chasing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like you chasing your dreams on like a empty stomach for lack of better words. But you went through the hard times and you got to where you at now. So for the viewers that's watching, like y'all gotta just keep going.
Keep going.
Even if you trying to stop. You know?
And even to like dig into that even more, it's so many people, and I say this because I did it myself. It's so many people that's scared to like quit a job,
Take a leap of faith.
to like really do your thing. When I first started doing photography, I started working for a year and a half, and I was like just starting. You know what I'm saying? Like forcing myself to get up outside every day to try to make some money.
Yeah.
Like every day, I gotta get outside, get on the gram, see where motherfuckers at. You feel me? I'm doing the most just to get a buck, like just to make sure.
Make it happen.
You feel me? Because I got an expensive lifestyle and I got to keep up with it. So it's like,
Yeah.
I commend it. I tip my hat to that.
100%.
We want to talk about some of the things you mentioned earlier, like for right now these classes, because you're a teacher. You feel what I'm saying as well. You student of the game, but you're teaching people the game and the creatives. How to do what you do. You feel what I'm saying? So, take us as much as you can. I say behind the curtain of like what are you teaching people, you know, in those classes? What people can expect in those classes? And I remember, like you said before, like, yo, I could teach you how to make 6 figures off this joint.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe give us a little sample. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing first is the exposure. You got to learn before you earn. Once we learn, we can drop the L.
Wow.
And then we can start earning.
Damn.
But in order to start learning, you got to expose yourself.
Bars.
You got to expose yourself. And that's simply just showing up. You know, it's creativity, right? My picture is no better than yours. It's subjective, right? It's what the client like. You know, it's whatever, right? It's not, we're not putting up sheetrock. Right? Like, so the first thing that I'll do, especially when it comes to the youth, I just expose them. Depending on how much time I got with them, some schools we got kids Tuesdays and Thursdays. Some schools we only got them on Fridays or once a month. So however that is, I just expose them to what photography is, what creativity is, and build their confidence. A lot of times, you know, with just learning something, people just want to know that you trust them and that you come from where they come from. And I just let them know, I'm just like y'all.
You can do it too.
Y'all can do it too. Wow. It just was a camera, and I just grinded it out with YouTube. Now my thing is to get you, to fast track you there, to get you to what you need to know. But you need to stay creative because, as we said, it's subjective, and everyone would love what you do, but you just got to package it right and be on the grind with it. People think, you know, and I let them know, people think, hey, you quit your job, you work less. No, you work more.
You don't stop working.
Yeah, you don't.
Like, you got to answer the phone 1 o'clock in the morning.
100%.
Like, but go ahead, though, because that one just, that's so true.
So one of my favorite simulations that we got is with Crystal Ray High School. And they come, juniors come once every Friday a month, right? And basically what they do is build their own creative business. If you build in a smoothie bar, clothing brand, whatever it is. Now what we do in a short story is we do a simulator of a pitching of who got the best business at the end, right? So we teach them how to find real estate. You want to lease or you want to own. We give them $250,000 and we tell them to break it down. Wow. So they think, okay, $250,000, I'm gonna buy shirts and that's it. No, you better be innovative. And we really push them to be innovative and start to think about, okay, you got a store or e-commerce. Okay, you got subscription base or you got one-time buy. Okay, you got a smoothie bar. What's going to be in there? Some kids, you know, they super creative. They say, yo, I'm going to have smoothies downstairs and a skating rink upstairs. Oh, my God. We got enough money, we can do it and build it out. Now, it's only for about 5 hours that they in the space, but we let them do their own photography of their product. And then we also let them do their own video stuff of their product, too. So they seeing, and then they got to pitch it onto their marketing, their target audience. Why did they come up with it? They make their own logo. So they do all this stuff in a quick 5 hours, but it still exposed them of like, damn, I thought running a business was I get the product, I buy it, I sell it, I make profit, and that's it. No, you really got to think this out. What's your goals and stuff like that. And that's just exposing them, and they get there too. Wow. And then with my internship classes that we have, I'm on my 5th class. We just got finished up. I take a group of young men and young women, and they basically working at the studio for 3 months. Oh, really? You have access to our network. You helping with our projects. You building your own events. You are being around us for 3 months. That's a great exposure. It's a community. You know, you can always come in after your 3 months. You know, Herbo, he just finished. He great with photos and videos, and he was an intern. We just made him studio manager. That's hot. Because you know I see a lot of myself in him. You know, he's young. You know, 19 and you know grinding it out in school and staying late at the studio and stuff like that. So he becomes a studio manager, and he starts to teach those interns that's coming in next how to build it up, how to run a studio, how to, you know, work for the agency, how to teach the university, and then we keep building it up from there. That's dope. And the internship, you know, they got access to everything. You know, you got us for 3 months, and then we got another group of, you know, people, creators to help. Then we get the next 3 months, and then by the time we look at it, we had 2 years now. By the time you look at it in 5 years, we done help. It's a whole. Yeah, we done help at least. Yeah. You know, these amount of people, you know, to start their own studio. So now let's collaborate. Let's teach you how to get 6 figures. So the
6
doors is
figures.
wide open to like people learning. You just got to show up, and that's the biggest thing that I wanted to have and correlate around IB Studio.
And what area is the studio in?
Kensington.
Kensington.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up.
Pull up, bro.
I'm gonna pull up.
It's probably the
Pull
best
up.
thing in Kensington at that. That's the bright spot.
Bro, the crazy thing is, bro, he hand in hand with what's you gonna call it, gym? Who got that gym out there? Oh, they ain't need Kensington. That's Frankfurt.
You talking about
What?
Swift?
Is it Swift Joint? Is Swift Joint in Kensington?
It's John right off of Tioga.
Close enough.
So yeah, basically. Yeah.
Hand in hand with D Swift.
Yo. Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with D Swift out there.
Yeah, you for the
running
people.
that joint.
You for the people. The
He
people
running that
need-
joint. You running Kensington. That's tough. Like as far as Immortal Vision's foundation goes, right? Tell the viewers why is it important to give back to the community, one, and more importantly, when do you know that you're able to give back to the community properly?
Yeah. It's important because you're just giving something that others don't have.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that simple. You blessing somebody, you blessing a family, you putting a smile on somebody's face. Even though how bad my situation is, I'm not perfect. I don't got everything figured out, but I have something to give to others. And just for me, it's photography. It's photography equipment, and giving them a photo shoot. Photos is very expensive. It's very expensive, especially if you want a type of look, right?
Yeah.
We was all in school and Life Touch Images, right? Life
Yep.
Touch, the company that comes to the
Coming
school.
to do the picture days. And
Picture
stuff.
days, and
Yeah.
they're not sending you no images for free.
Nope. See them proofs.
They
is it.
watermark,
Yeah.
and you probably gotta spend at least probably like $80 maybe
To get a good package.
to get a good package, right? So to us, it was more so about cool. We got this network of people. I showed up. I did the work. I got these network of people of financial literacy and different banks and different cool people and thorough people that I know. But let's bring them together and give back. And that's what we do within this initiative at the studio. Every weekend of August, we got a community weekend, and that's through the studio. We host 2 days of doing giving back. And our latest project was designing a basketball court and restoring Kensington. It's a park down Kensington.
Thank God they need it.
Yeah, it's a park down Kensington. We swept the glass up. We gave them new nets. We painted the court.
Wow.
The 3-point line, was fading away. You couldn't tell if it was a 3 or not. You can't tell if the ball went in. And we know we played basketball. If somebody say, yo, you went out and you didn't go out, next thing you know, you
fight.
hear gunshots.
You arguing
Yeah.
for 10 minutes, yeah.
Like,
You hear
no, I was
gunshots.
out. You was
So
in.
our biggest thing for that was to give back, donate our time, donate our supplies, and have a kid. He may make it to the NBA, or this may be a safe space just to get out the house, or we in
Clarence Hill.
Kensington.
Yeah.
He needs somewhere to go play basketball,
Definitely.
and a place to play basketball that looks good, like we in America,
Presentable
what
and
I mean?
everything.
So everyone have something to give back. It's just about how selfless you are on doing it, and if you care, to do it or not. But everyone has a gift for one, and then everyone, if you have a gift, you have something to give back, no matter what it is.
Wow.
What if you're a painter?
Wow.
You can give a family one painting of a family portrait once a year. That'd probably take you maybe 10 hours.
But you did it once in 365 days.
Wow.
Exactly.
And
Charity.
yeah, it's worth it.
So everyone has something to give.
100%. Dang, that's heavy. It's really dope to be able to interview an individual that is very multifaceted and got a lot to him and doing a lot of cool things in the community with your studio, teaching people. It's really dope. And clearly you're a boss. You deserve to be on Boss Talk, right? Well, now we're at the finish line. We're at the part where we had to talk about the Boss Talk staple. You watch Boss Talk, so you know where we at. You're not a rapper, so we ain't gonna ask you to rap. Even though you set a bar earlier, take the L off for learn, and you earn it. Yeah, that was dope. That was cool.
Appreciate it.
But we're gonna ask you the other staple, as far as you're just gonna get this one. The main one, the most important one is what makes CJ Wolfe a boss. So I'm gonna ask you this: what makes CJ Wolfe a boss? You on Boss Talk. Break it down to the people.
What makes me a boss is that I did the work and I help people now.
Mm.
You know what
Wow.
I mean? It's not about what I did, it's about who I help.
Mm.
You know, if I can make six-figure earners and millionaires and, you know, help a community like Kensington and start it in a warehouse, you know, that makes me a boss. Because if I die or something happened to me, my people can take care of me. And I never got to worry about that.
You a boss.
Never got to worry about that.
That's
Never
hard.
That's the heaviest part, though.
Damn.
That's the heaviest part. I never got to worry about that. It's already done.
If I lose my house or anything right now, I got some people in my phone that I help, you know, through the journey.
They can
and,
call.
You know, I can call them
Wow.
and say, hey, I need this. So I
Wow.
never got to worry about nothing else in my life, except for my health, maybe. But I know
Damn.
God got me too with that. So
God got
that's
you
what
for
makes me a
sure.
boss.
Damn.
Yeah, y'all heard it here first.
I ain't gonna hold you. He said that with a lot of swag too.
Bro.
For
Number
someone that don't like to talk.
Bro, what if you caught it all? Then it was crazy.
That was dope.
If you caught it all, it was crazy.
Well,
Your
wow.
mama Adrian Broner said, I got rich friends. He said, y'all talking about, bro, I got rich friends.
I made people rich.
Like, you feel me? Yeah, so him to say, if I can help this person get 6 figures and this person get 6 and turn this person.
Can give me a couple figures.
And then if it all boils down and it all go left and I'm, all right, you're,
Yup.
we back. We right
Make
back.
this play.
Yeah.
Wow, that was dope. I ain't gonna hold you. That I like that. answer.
That's a boss play.
Yeah, that was ball. That was one of my favorite answers so far.
That's
And
a boss
I had
play.
A lot of great answers. But
Definitely had a lot
was
of great
dope.
answers.
The delivery of that.
We got like-
sound like you should rap.
We got 30 plus answers thus far.
Yeah, hella answers.
That's
you know,
that's top tier answer right there.
keep piling them up.
Bars.
Bars, man. CJ Wolfe,
CJ Wolfe,
the
man.
boss in the flesh,
The
man.
immortal way, bro.
The
The
immortal
immortal way.
the immortal boss.
I really hope people like don't let certain stuff though go by them. Like,
Yeah.
especially with the name of your company and stuff. Like I hope they just don't let certain stuff, bro.
Sink it in, rewind.
Your ability
you
to
know?
think outside of the box and to think intuitively. This is one of my favorite words as far as thinking, because I think intuitively.
Yeah.
For those who don't understand, you need to look it
We
up.
went to college too. We went to college too.
Yeah, I went to college. So.
Probably was a better student than me.
Shit. I mean, I was a nursing student, bro. That shit was
Oh, yeah,
hard.
you smart as hell.
No, that shit was hard, bro. That shit was hard as fuck. And I was like, literally, me and one other boy in the class, so I was distracted, little kid. It was
Yeah.
shit crazy, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. But yeah, to think intuitively as you do, and like, you know, actually not just think that way, but like put it into real life perspective. You wouldn't be here right now without that.
Yeah.
So like that is a gift, and that shit is inspiring, bro.
Congrats, man.
Congrats. I don't really know how else to say it. That shit's inspiring. That's the only way I can say it.
We next with the 6 figures.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You already got it. You already
Hey,
got millions.
That's right. You know what I mean?
I'm just waiting to cash the check. I already dig that. I've been saying that. I've been rich. I just waited to cash the check.
You just waiting for the day to come.
That's
You
dope.
feel me?
Man, CJ, we glad you came up here and and talk that boss talk with us, man.
sure.
You know, on the platform. You're a friend of the show, man. This won't be your last time.
I was about to say, yeah, you'll be back for sure.
And you're gonna do your thing, and we wish you the best in all your endeavors and everything you do.
Thank you.
Keep helping the community, keep inspiring others, keep doing, God's work.
Thank you.
You
I
know.
appreciate it, man.
And to the fans, man, if y'all don't take nothing from this, show up.
Show up.
Yeah.
Show
Damn.
up.
Definitely show. There's a lot of lessons,
Show up.
but
It's
show
a lot
up.
of lessons, but one of the biggest ones, find your niche. Find the people that's surrounding that niche and show up.
And show up and show out.
Show up.
off.
Yeah.
I say all I like to say, come to your studio, showing up. Showing up.
And then once you show up enough, right? You show up enough. I know you asked me about
Yeah.
the Rumph. When people asking you things, or you getting different companies that say, "Hey, can you work with us?" That's when you show up.
Mhm.
That's when you show up.
That's when you get to show up.
So our team, we don't show up no more because we already showed up.
Mhm.
Right? My interns, you already showed up by being here. When
That's
we
how-
go into these places, we go into the spaces and stuff. We showing them what we can do. We showing out now.
Showing up is practice.
Yeah.
Showing up is the confidence
Exactly.
booster.
Wow.
So that way when you get that phone call from a Nike I'm not showing up.
Yeah,
I've already practiced.
Yeah.
Like it's AI now.
100%.
What are we talking about?
100%.
Y'all,
show
it's
off.
game time.
It's game time.
What are we talking about? We talking about it's
Yeah.
game time.
Yeah,
Ain't
time to
it?
show
You
off
feel
in the
me?
game.
100%.
It's game
We already
time.
we already practiced our game, drills.
Yeah,
in game
showing
type
up,
stuff.
showing up is just practice. That's
Yeah, we
just
ready.
like you said. You said Hondo, he showed up. He showed up, and then you saw something in him, and he must have saw something in himself too.
Yeah.
By showing up, he got the confidence to whereas though now you could just say, "Hey, bro, I need you to do something for me. Hey, pick up a camera.
Yeah.
Do your
Need
thing."
you to run the
I don't even
studio.
got to say nothing. Pick up a camera. Do your thing. You already know what to do.
Yeah.
So
God is good.
show up. That's practice.
Show
Game
out
time.
at the
Show
game.
out.
All right, man. It's Boss Talk
Josh.
with Josh and Keith. Oh, you messed
What am I saying? I said your name.
He want to be me, guys. He want to be me.
We ain't even gonna cut that out.
He want to. He want to be me, CJ. It's crazy.
But I hear
man.
him saying so much. It's like it's a staple in my head now. Josh and Keith. We out.
Oh man. Oh man. Boss Talk, Josh,
And Keith.
CJ Wolfe.
Let's get it.
We out.
We out.